Before we head into 2026, the Sarasota and Manatee real estate markets are sending some very clear signals. And whether you're buying or selling, the next 12 months could be the most strategic window we've seen in years. So let me break down what's actually happening in 2025, what's shifting beneath the surface, and what I expect from 2026 here in the Gulf Coast. I'm John Ferguson, your local accredited buyer's agent and Gulf Coast waterfront living specialist. I help buyers and sellers navigate one of the most dynamic coastal markets in Florida with clarity, strategy, and focus on protecting your long-term investment. The market performance in 2025 up to this point has signaled inventory continuing to rise, especially in condos and townhouse segments. Buyers had more options, and the sellers had to be much more realistic with pricing. Now, single-family home prices, they wound up softening in several neighborhoods while others held steady. But the condos, they really saw the biggest pressure because of the higher supply and insurance-related carrying cost. Days on market increase, and a lot of those homes took longer to sell. We shifted into a more balanced market, not the frenzy that we saw in 21 and 22, but also not a downturn either. Migration stayed strong. People are still moving here for lifestyle, weather, and opportunity, but they're more selective and much more cost-conscious than ever. New construction stayed active, especially on the east side of I-75, but higher insurance costs and material costs keep new building prices elevated. Economic factors shaping the market, well, insurance was the number one affordability challenge. But good news, rates are coming down and buyers are shopping, asking smarter questions. It's also always imperative when you're buying a new house, you should be considering one that has maybe a newer roof, impact windows, and strong resiliency features. Can get a discount on your insurance too. But let's shift it over to another economic factor. What about the interest rates? Luckily, the rates have actually come down late in 2025. The average rate for a 30-year mortgage right now this week stayed close to its low for the year. From a population standpoint, people talk about people not moving to Florida, but that's just BS. At the end of the day, our growth continued, even with the affordability challenges, and our region here in Sarasota, Manatee remain one of the most desirable coastal destinations across the country. Shifting buyer and seller behavior. Buyers became more value-driven. They're comparing insurance quotes, analyzing flood zones, and prioritizing move-in ready homes. They're negotiating more and they're getting results. Sellers, well, they just had to adjust their expectations. Some did, some didn't, but overpricing led to longer days on market or just not selling. We're at a record number of expired listings right now. But the homes that were priced correctly and presented well still moved. Waterfront and coastal insights. For waterfront clients, 2025 was a year of clarity. Flood insurance, elevation, seawall condition, and really storm hardening features became a top-tier decision factor when they were buying a property. And they want transparency. They're willing to pay a premium for a premier property that's well maintained. Older waterfront condos, there was even more negotiation pressure, and they also created rare opportunities for buyers who understand the long-term value of coastal living. 2026 forecast, I expect continued shift towards balance. As interest rates ease, more buyers will re-enter the market, and inventory, I think, is going to remain healthy long enough to keep that negotiation affair between the buyer and the seller. And as prices stabilize, we may see modest growth in well-located neighborhoods and resilient waterfront properties. Condos may still take longer to recover simply because the inventory is higher, carrying costs are much more complex, and the insurance does remain a big wild card as we continue to move into 2026. Opportunities for 2026, buyers. This could be one of the best buying windows I've seen in years. More inventory, more negotiating room, and improving rates. Now, for sellers, you're going to need a well-maintained home, especially those with updated roofs, windows, and mechanicals. Those will attract strong offers, but pricing strategy is everything. So here's the bottom line. 2026 is shaping up to be a year of opportunity, but only if you understand the nuances of the Sarasota Manatee markets. As your local accredited buyer's agent, I'm here to help you navigate insurance, inspection, negotiations, and the unique dynamics of the Gulf Coast real estate. If you're thinking about buying, selling in 2026, please reach out. Let's build a strategy that protects your investment and positions you for success. Click the link below to book a 15-minute 2026 strategy session. We'll make sure we'll put the exact stats for your price point and build a plan that puts you in control. I'm John Ferguson, helping you buy smart on the Sun Coast. Talk to you soon.